sex for favors, secrets, cover-ups, corruption. I've heard things that'll blow your mind, and now I think it's time you get the whole story. I'm Jesse Ventura, and this is Quinspiracy Theory.
Well, a lot of shit has happened since my last vid. First off, I wanted to thank Mountain General for helping spread this message. Without him, pretty much no one would know about this. But before I continue, I wanted to say how disgusting it is what the TNO team is doing to Mountain General. Not only have they mass reported both his video and my video to get them taken down, they then raided his Discord and posted a bunch of Pacifica's docs to get it banned. I mean, that's just 4D chess, man. Just intensely smart. This failed, obviously, since everything TNO tries fails, but it's a good reminder to any of you that the TNO team tries to act like they're better than us sneed posters, but deep down, they're worse than us, because no one here has ever hacked anything. But the TNO community tried to hack into Mountain General's YouTube, and I'm sure mine, but my password is too long. 7 proxies. Pacifica also sent a privacy complaint, but so far nothing has happened, but no, I'm sure it'll be taken down in a week though. But since they like mass reporting so much, why don't we give them a taste of their own medicine? In the description is a copy pasta you can use to report the TNO Discord for organizing a mass false reporting. And if enough of you do report it, Discord will actually take it down. That's the thing about Discord. All forms of raiding are banned, even good ones. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the kiwi thread. So the guy who made kiwi, Null, is now pretty interested in TNO's autism, which is pretty crazy. So this stuff hasn't ended yet, and it's only getting more and more popular on Kiwi. Not only that, people from TNO are trying to attack the Kiwi thread, which, oh man, I don't think they know what they're doing. If you wanted this to become even more popular, you did it. The other thing that happened is that TNO got kicked out of the Hoi 4 modding coop, which is like a huge group of nerds that mod Hoi 4, so even they, a bunch of nerds, won't touch TNO with a 10-foot pole. I'll also quickly go over this, but 3 other people have been doxxed, I believe. Atlantica, which is some clout-chasing pedo. SWF, who's, I don't know, I guess he's weird or something. And some Algerian guy. But I'm going to be honest, it's not really that funny, so I'm not going to cover it. But it did happen. Also, I just wanted to make it clear how funny the gaslighting the TNO team is doing. I mean, it's honestly impressive how much they're lying and trying to get this stuff to stop. But, they want this information to stop, and it's not stopping. I mean, it's just too funny to stop. But now I want to talk about some issues with my video. Yes, I can make mistakes and own up to them. I'm not Pacifica. The first big mistake I had was that I made the video in about 5 hours. I gave myself a time limit because I was going out with friends, and I will be honest, I didn't think the video would get that big. So I didn't include some of the information because I was going to make a part 2 a few days later, which this is now. But obviously I had no idea this would hit almost 20,000 fucking views. So to start off, I wanted to make the part where I said making Hydric into a hero a little more clear. I meant that people who played TNO had the opinion that Hydric was some kind of anti-hero or sympathetic villain that ended up killing the German Reich to save the world. He was none of those things in real life. I get that it's fiction, but he caused the Holocaust. It's one thing to make Holocaust fiction, but making bad Holocaust fiction, it's borderline anti-Semitism. If you want to talk about dog whistling, look at your own mod. This is the funniest mistake. Apparently it's pretty big to TNO fans that I couldn't pronounce Zahadnov. I don't care. I'm going to keep saying it wrong, so oh my god, this is going to be long. I'm going to keep saying it wrong, so it looks like it activates your autism. And then the final part of the video, where all the actual Neanderthals get to and don't understand what I'm saying since they've just never had to look for context clues. I wasn't talking about the whole video when I said trust me. I was talking about how Redux was ultimately the reason why the doxing happened. Because if Pacifica didn't fake her dox to get it banned, she wouldn't have been doxed in the first place. I said trust me because I couldn't give you proof of that statement. If I did, I would be revealing who doxed Pacifica. Also, there's just a shit ton of editing and sound mistakes in the vid because I've only been making videos for 4 months, and all I did was TF2 clips that barely had audio in them. Now I want to have this part to go over some of the stuff I missed in the last video. The big one was the devlog. At the time, most of the stuff wasn't out yet, but it is now, so amputee porn. This one is just, oh god, this is horrendous. This person genuinely wants their legs and arms cut off for sexual pleasure. It also made a hilarious picture. Grooming. So the people here are trying to convince a 15-year-old kid to transition and to get into BDSM porn. I mean, just Jesus. And just general degeneracy. You can pause them to read them yourselves, but I mean, they're really just strange, and I just don't want to get this video banned for them. Now to part 3 of this, the 14 words. These 14 words are used by TNO mods to copy pasta whenever my video is talked about. It's their form of a response to it. Number 1. The first few seconds of the video, he shows a racist transphobe called Sneedwaffen. He said Pacifica trooned out. No. I didn't. I watched the first 30 seconds and nowhere do I show him. I show a picture of some memes, but I don't show anyone specifically. Some people use these memes as thumbnails, but I can't control that. And before, I'm pretty sure that guy had a different name and picture. Number 2. Video shows Pacifica's doxed photos. Yes. 3. Tells viewers to insult people defending the mod. You told people to do much worse to me. I think me bullying your autistic fans isn't that bad compared to, you asking your whole mod team to mass false flag my video. Just gonna be honest. 4. Vosh saying dodgy shit doesn't make Panzer a pedophile. When did I say that? I'm just gonna be honest, you're putting a lot of words in my mouth, buddy. It was just supposed to be a funny clip. I forgot that TNO fags have to be serious 24/7. Number 5. Most of the video's information was gathered from Kiwi Farms, a site dedicated to bullying, doxing, and infamous for hosting the New Zealand shooting video. Yes. Video contains... Damn it. Number 6. Video contains gender swap pictures of Pacifica, obviously intended to insult her. Yes. 7. Panzer's porn has nothing to do with the mod's development. You're right, it doesn't. I don't know why you had to tell me that. Personally, I just put that in because I was talking about him. And I think most people would like to know that your mod creator is a pedophile who likes bestiality. But it's drawing pedophilia. Shut up. If you jack off to anything that is a child, you are a pedophile. You are getting off to children. No discussion. Also, the argument that some people jerk it to worse is fucking stupid. I don't jerk off to child porn. Normal people don't. Stop comparing everyone to people you meet on Discord, okay? Number 8. The person he got screenshots off, Sneedwaffen, edited some of the screenshots, such as changing the word cunt to the N-word. This part is a little stupid. He posted one edited photo on accident. People make mistakes, and he owned up to it. Something the TNO mod team has never done. Number 9. Calls Pacifica a loser right before pointing out she's trans as if they have a correlation. That part is just literal schizophrenia. No, I did not mean to correlate being a loser and trans. I honestly don't know how you got to that conclusion. But just because I had to edit in a clarification on someone being trans doesn't mean that I think everyone who is trans is a loser or something. Again, this is just actual schizophrenia. Number 10. Slackjawed takes things out of context and exaggerates them, such as Panzer hit on a 14-year-old and Pacifica defended Zahatinov. This should be clear from the fact that some of the visuals in his video contradict what he says. I never said Pacifica defended Zahatinov. I said he was one of her 2 butt buddies. And also, how do I exaggerate someone messaging a 14-year-old girl while they're drunk? Most normal people don't do that. I've never done that. I've messaged many girls drunk, but I've never messaged an underage one. Number 11. Slackjawed uses the word troon in his video. This is just a lie. Nowhere in the whole video do I say troon. Not once do I even try to make fun of Pacifica for being trans. Give me the exact time frame where I said troon. You can't, but I'd like to see you try. The only part I could guess they think it is this part right here, where I said trans, but it got cut off a bit due to an editing mistake. For hiding her voice and face, and also making fun of her for being trans. Now, when Dapo was on... Number 12. Russians having a different sense of humor doesn't defend them from being transphobic/racist/denying genocide on the TNO server. There are plenty of Russians still on the server who do not engage in this. We are not Russophobic. Not many Russians anymore, is there? 13. Tries to justify bullying Pacifica due to her hiding her face / for being trans. Additionally, Pacifica doesn't hide her voice. She's spoken on several dev Q&A videos. And it all comes back to the Q&A video. Pacifica thought she was originally being doxxed because someone posted that Q&A video, and accused the person who posted it as doxing. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what to say to this level of retardation. She clearly hates when people bring up her face or voice because she's thin-skinned. And also, bullying isn't wrong. 14. The old lead dev of Redux, Curving Hawk, is back on the TNO team and has argued against slackjawed, which he shows in his own video, and his videos. He is not transphobic and does not support the doxing. I actually talked to Curving, and he directly told me he's transphobic. He hates trans people. I mean, he just kept repeating in my private messages Troon over and over again. A lot of dog whistles, you know? So that's my response to the 14 words. As you can see, almost none of them disprove what my video was actually about, and was mostly arguments against superficial things. So, the bestiality porn and crunch time wasn't an issue, but me getting info from Kiwi, a fairly well-respected source of information for internet drama, is. But wait! There's more! Pacifica also added 88 paragraphs to the end of this. So let's read it together and I'll go over it. Crunch culture was there, but it was optional, and nobody was forced to crunch. How would we do that on a volunteer project anyway? Besides, what authority do these people have to speak on behalf of the dev team? I have sunk over 2 years into this project. Do you think I would have stuck with this thing if the leads were complete asses? There were disagreements and complaints, but as the video itself states, they acquired these through a document that acts as a tip jar for the lead devs. Truly a tyrannical dev team. Instead of responding to this, I'll tell you a story from Kiwi. After you hear it, tell me what you think. They crunch because they have something to prove, i.e. meeting deadlines. They want to be seen as a professional team that does all the things the big studios do, including such wonderful things as grinding your voluntary workers day and night without sleep or rest, and developing extreme amounts of stress to pump out the next batch of localization, development term for in-game text, or focus icons and portraits, or coding another focus tree. I think one of the team members even developed suicidal thoughts due to the sheer amount of anxiety they built up, all because they thought they weren't doing good enough. Perhaps the most infamous case of crunch in the TNO team was the first demo release. If you don't know, TNO had 2 demos before the full release of the game, Don't Surf and Old War Blues. Panzer wanted to give this community something after TNO had been delayed, again, so he decided to have a demo developed. The whole thing was a weird reference to Fallout New Vegas. So Panzer entrusted one of his goons to get it done, and announced the demo to the community. Sometime later, about a week before the demo was released, he checked up on how its development was doing. Literally nothing had been done. None of the trees had been completed, some weren't even drafted yet, no events were localized, the whole thing was a scrambled skeleton. So what does Panzer do? Does he delay the release date by a few weeks? Does he explain the situation to his community and apologize for entrusting its demo to a single dude and taking responsibility for not monitoring it more thoroughly? No. I'll tell you what this motherfucker does. He immediately orders the entire fucking team to churn out 4 nations in 5 years of content, each within the span of a fucking week, with little planning or coherent organization established in preparation. For an entire week, the whole team experienced one of the worst crunch times you could ever inflict on a dev team. These motherfuckers didn't sleep for days. People started having anxiety attacks. Multiple people jumped ship off the team, and literally all of this could have been prevented and the demo done in 1 or 2 months' time if Panzer had just swallowed his ego for once and explained the situation with the community. Instead, they got the worst and most unnecessary crunch time you could possibly imagine, all for free. This part doesn't matter because she's obviously deeply in love with Suslov. Finally, the argument of authority. The video shows plenty of evidence, yet it consists of screenshots taken from the infamous site Kiwi Farms, the very same which harbored the community behind the doxing action. We'll tell you who frequents these communities. People who spend their time harassing and stalking people they deem lolcows. Furthermore, I don't think I need to spell out how easy it is to take snippets out of context and edit screenshots in our age. In this vein, another argument is the impression of the dev team based on these very pieces of evidence, yet features no statements from former or current members of the team, which would have greatly legitimized their points, don't you think? The doxing thing is only a little right. Sure, the people who doxed Pacifica posted there, but it's not like they protected them or something. You guys can go on Kiwi right now and post anything. It's not like it's some secret club with a ticket invite. Now, I want you guys to say this line again, TNO mods. They're just Nazis and transphobes. Good job. This part I hate. This is just gaslighting, which there's a lot of, and I'd like to talk about a few of them. The first gaslighting was when they lied about being doxxed. What started this whole thing? Then it became that they were hacked. No one was hacked. It was a public link one of the TNO devs had and simply gave it to one of the doxers. Obviously there's all the lying now, but a big one I saw was when the video wasn't super popular yet. People were sending the video directly to members of the Discord trying to spread it, but when TNO devs found out, they freaked, because at that point the video wasn't an issue, so they made up a whole post saying that there was a harmful links being spread, to make it so people wouldn't click on the video if it was sent. I will be honest, it's kind of impressive. I do wish I could lie that easily to people and get away with it. But the part that stood out for me is the dev line, and my apparent lack of sources. Most of my sources are actually people who knew Panzer and Pacifica and were a part of the dev team or friends with them online. You know, this is internet drama. I don't know what kind of evidence you expect, but all this is just pictures and eyewitnesses. You know, you can go to Kiwi right now and read their sources for yourself, but you don't. I expected people to do their own research, but most of you have only watched the vid and nothing else. This includes both TNO fans and regular fans. Please always do your research on stuff like this, okay? You know, man, these are the types of people who never got bullied. You know, when I was a kid, I was a bully, and I regret some of the people I hurt. But now looking back, I probably should have hurt some people a lot more. And just a reminder, they have never posted any piece of real evidence proving anything they have said. And almost every single time they try to, it's always proven to be false. The funny thing is that this is spreading to other mods. A mod called Millennium Dust stopped production because so many people called them out for supporting TNO. So this isn't just about TNO anymore. It's Hoi4 modding in general. You know, it might take a day, might take a week, might take a month. But slowly TNO is dying not because of us, but because they simply can't stop being stupid. None of this happened because of me or Mount in general. It happened because the TNO team can't control itself and keeps being autistic. They're angry at me and you, and it's because all they know is banning. And when someone says an opinion they can't ban, they get even angrier. They're afraid. Sneed harder.